Konnichiwa, y'all, and welcome to Out to Eat with Matt. You may know me from my bigger channel, The Mr. Maple Show, where I talk about Japanese maples. Today we're going to eat at Miyabi, Japanese Steakhouse in Greenville, South Carolina. It's a personal favorite of my family's. My kids absolutely love the theatrics. They love the show. They love the samurai outside, and they love the food. So they actually eat it, which is pretty awesome when you take your family out. I've got a family of 5, 2 girls and a little guy, and they actually eat the food. Here's a look at the menu. Now, they used to have an early bird special. Don't have that anymore. And they don't have the sherbet anymore. You used to get a free sherbet at the end. What do you like about this place?
The kitchen in front of you and the shrimp.
What do you think, Tenny? Look at me, Hicks. Look at me. My 3-year-old rocking the hat. Cool vibe to this place. We always try to get here early. What do you got? What is yours?
It's just good. A very cute skirt.
Some soup, miso, and some salad. She had to make sure that rice was in there, so she's going to get worried. Whoa.
You don't clap, you don't get food.
You gotta clap. You better clap too. This guy was great. He cut up with my kids the whole time. My kids are very outgoing, which my wife and I are already, so I'd be surprised if my kids weren't. Tinsley particularly loved to give him a lot of heck and tease this guy and go for all of his jokes, so it was a good time. It's always more fun if they play along and your kids play along as well. You know, if you go to a hibachi restaurant like this and the guy's wearing an eye patch, that happened to me one time, that might not be the right seat.
Oh, there you go. Finally, she clapped. Oh, now I see you play, huh?
You don't want the hibachi chef with a hook. So we actually ordered steaks. I had a steak and shrimp, so it comes out as a ribeye. I had mine medium rare. My wife actually just had a ribeye. She had hers medium well. Tinsley had the kid shrimp. She split a little bit of that with the other 2. Carolina just orders a side of broccoli and eats some broccoli and some of the other vegetables with her rice. You get a medley of broccoli and zucchini and onions, but Carolina likes a lot of broccoli, so we always order an extra side of broccoli just for her. Now, one thing about Miyabi is they have the best white sauce I've ever had. I don't know what they do to their white sauce, but it's phenomenal. Got to have a good white sauce if you go hibachi, and I think they have the absolute best I've ever had. It's delicious. They actually give you little packets of it to go. Phenomenal white sauce. If I'm rating their white sauce, the white sauce is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I actually like to mix it up a little bit. I'll also get a little bit of ginger for my vegetables, so I don't go all white sauce. I find that the ginger really flavors the vegetables very well, and I kind of like the little hit it gives the vegetables. So they do a little appetizer of shrimp as well. We actually ordered shrimp. They give you a bigger shrimp for the shrimp entree that Tinsley had and the shrimp on the side that I had with my steak. But they actually give you a little appetizer of shrimp, so everybody gets a couple little pieces of shrimp to sample.
Bye. Thank you, thank you.
She clapped.
Bye.
What do you think, Tenny?
Hello, Sissy.
Wow, what? You don't do!
No, you did it.
No, look.
Why you do that? She did it.
Look.
Look, she did it.
I did it?
Yeah, you did it. You didn't know that?
Give it to me. Tinsley really enjoys cutting up with this guy. He gave her a lot of heck about not getting any rice. She was told her she wasn't going to get any rice because she just ordered shrimp. And her favorite part's the rice and shrimp, so she was really excited. He ended up throwing some different pieces of shrimp tails at Tinsley and some of the guys. He actually threw some of the guys behind us and blamed it on her as well. I'm like, you better be careful. This girl will throw stuff back. She doesn't play. At one point, I think she was going to get one of his lemons and throw it at him.
What's wrong? Why you keep doing that?
Gotta wonder what the percentages are of these guys. I mean, they do such a good job at not missing.
No, not me. He did it.
Now he's blaming on the shrimp he threw at those guys on Tinsley.
I don't know why he did that. No, he did it. See, he's smiling. Why are you smiling? See?
And everybody gets a little appetizer of shrimp. Love some hibachi shrimp. They have a lot of flavor to them here. This place, it's all for show, but I would say Miyabi has really quality food as well. It's always really good.
You want more than that, Carolina? Do you want me to give you some of mine? You're good.
You buy it? You buy shrimp? Black girl loves some shrimp now.
Why you got 4? She got 2.
Hitting on a plate. At this point, everybody's salivating for some vegetables and fried rice. The vegetables always come out first, next is the rice. Then they move on to the main course, which is always the meat.
French fries. Fries. Japanese fries.
Japanese fries.
Now, they actually have a decent sushi menu here as well. Nobody in my family eats sushi but me, so I didn't order any this night. But sometimes I like to get a couple pieces. They have some really nice things.
That's your zucchini and stuff for you to eat.
I have to say my kids are pretty adventurous. I like to eat a lot of different foods. My wife, not so much. She's a really basic eater. She's a meat and potatoes kind of girl. She'll eat some meat and fried rice maybe, but she doesn't venture out too much. I like to eat odd stuff. Obviously, that's why I have a food channel called Out to Eat with Matt. And I'm trying to teach my kids to eat all kinds of different things. So I like to open them up to different experiences. I've actually been to Japan, and you never really see this type of meal in Japan. There's a lot of different things you see in Japan. And I've ate a lot of different meals in Japan, ranging from very strange to very basic. But you don't see a lot of this type meal. I did try to go to a cook-in-front-of-you restaurant in Kyoto. When I did the translation on it money-wise, I realized that the meal I was going to have would be about the same quality as what we're having here, but it was going to cost me about $380 a piece. That was 2 of us going out to eat, so I had to skip. Now, the meats in Japan, they're really specialty because there's not a lot of room for farmland. So if you're going to be raising a beef there, you're typically getting a very quality meat, like the Kobe beef you've heard of. I actually had the privilege of getting to try Iwaki City beef when I was on a Japanese TV show. I was on a TV show called Nippo ni Ikitai, which basically translates as Who Wants to Come to Japan? And we went and talked about Japanese maples and learned about Japanese maples for 18 days. Tokyo TV flew us around and we filmed a lot of different stuff. But you didn't eat like this very much. This wasn't at all what we tried. Now, I did eat a lot of seafood, a lot of sashimi, a lot of ramen shops, a lot of different great foods. I hope to cover some more of my Japan travels in future videos. Maybe even make it back to Japan and film some of my favorite spots for you guys.
That's not Mickey Mouse. Now it's Mickey.
But yeah, rarely do you see a kind of cook in front of you style restaurant actually in Japan. At one point when I was very tired I'd had a lot of seafood, I decided I really needed a steak. And so we were in Kyoto again that day. moved on down the street a little bit from the really expensive cook in front of you place. I found a nice little steakhouse, and I went in for a steak. I paid about $120 once it translated for a pretty decent steak, but you'd be surprised. I mean, a steak in Japan is pretty high dollar. It's not like in America. You can buy really expensive steaks in America. Two people could typically go out to a steakhouse for maybe $150 if you're talking about a really nice place. But in Japan, you're going to pay a lot for an individual steak, but the quality is off the charts. But sometimes you'll be quite surprised and a little bit of sticker shock at what beef costs you in Japan. Again, you got to be selective because not all places are, Kobe beef are really, really impressive. There is a premium on beef there no matter what. And very rare in Japan you would find a fried rice entree. It's not something you see a lot. Again, I did see it a couple times in Kyoto, more in tourist areas. Really high dollar stuff when you do see it. One thing that's always funny that's kind of a staple in American Japanese food, you don't get it here at Miyabi, but you do see it a lot in to-go places, is the sweet carrots. You'll never see sweet carrots in Japan. I have a lot of friends in Japan. They kind of laugh at that. It's like, where do all these sweet carrots come from? The sugary sweet carrots that you see with Japanese takeout. Not something you see actually in Japan at all. But some great miso soup, some great staples, some things you can always look forward to. When I was on Nippo Nikitai, they did ask me my food requirements, and they said, what won't you eat while you're on this TV show? And I said, I don't want it moving. I've had some wild experiences. I have some friends in Japan, and every time I go out to eat with them, it becomes a little bit more Indiana Jones than Temple of Doom. So I've had some pretty wild food experiences in Japan. So I told the TV show, as long as it's not moving, I'll give it a try.
That's 4 triangles.
But a lot of Americans think, oh, I love Hibachi Grill. I love the food in Japan. And it's actually a very different cuisine.
Did you get shrimp for yours?
I got shrimp. One of my trips to Japan, it was actually the TV show trip, was my second trip to Japan, and they offered Amy a ticket as well, so they're actually going to pay for her to fly over as well, my wife Amy, but she was pregnant with one of our daughters, so at the time, she was already a picky eater, and that two things combined, she decided to hold off, but one day I hope to get her over to Japan. I think there's a lot of great meals, even for a picky American eater. I tried to recommend her some tonkatsu, and, some things that she would feel comfortable with. Stepping a little bit outside of her comfort zone. But you don't have to be as adventurous as some of the things I've had in Japan. There's a lot of fun foods, though, and I absolutely love it. Again, a lot of your sushi chefs and a lot of your hibachi chefs are not actually from Japan. So if you go up to them and try to speak Japanese and say, oishi for delicious, you might get embarrassed because they might not be from Japan. So recommend kind of knowing where people are from before you try to speak Japanese to them. But they do work at a Japanese restaurant. They may speak fluent Japanese right back to you. Chances are, probably not. You'll be surprised. A lot of the chefs are from Micronesia. So we got a little bit of vegetables, a little bit of rice. Everything's steaming.
Don't burn yourself.
And man, I'm ready for some shrimp.
What's your name? Why are you being serious, thankfully?
I'll give you the full experience in this video. You kind of get to watch a lot of the cooking. We do get the fire going here in a minute. Always got to get the fire on camera. Again, my daughter orders all broccoli. She loves the broccoli, so she gets a full plate of it. Kids actually eat it, though. She loves the broccoli and the zucchini. Those are her two go-tos. She'll eat a couple pieces of shrimp, but for the most part, it's just rice and broccoli and zucchini. I had the steak and shrimp, so I got a good bit of everything, and I did share some of this broccoli with the rest of them.
Seriously, why you don't want broccoli?
Piping hot and delicious. Got to give it just a little hint of lemon. That really sets it off, too.
Good. You guys good?
She's picky.
Oh, I see.
Not me. Sounds great.
She's the troublemaker, huh? Seriously, it's the troublemaker.
Tinsley is the troublemaker.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one you got to watch out for. Pretty good quality cuts here, too. I mean, the steak really turns out nice. A lot of these places will give you really low quality meats to kind of pass it off because of the show. I feel like Miyabi actually had pretty decent meats. I was really impressed with the quality of what I got.
You started it.
A lot of places, even though it says ribeye, will pass you off with a sirloin. So kind of look and see what you're getting sometimes. Absolutely love the meat, though, here. It's pretty good. Again, not the highest quality meat, but again, pretty good for what you're getting. And a decent amount of it. Pretty good. I like mine medium rare, so I always get it first when it's medium rare. Amy's a well done or medium well girl. I tend to talk her into medium well as much as I can. Thank you. Sometimes I'll go rare depending on the place, but here I like a good medium rare.
What?
We had so much food left over. Everybody's enjoying their time. We definitely had our fill. Some mushrooms, some broccoli, some shrimp, some zucchini, some steak.
What's gonna happen?
Maybe don't sit that closer. Tinsley's prepared to get her hat off for the fire. Pretty smart kid.
What's gonna happen? Whoa! Fireworks! Yay!
Gotta love the theatrics. Classic train. And my kids love every bit of it. And they actually eat their food, which is awesome. Anytime I can take my kids out and they actually eat their food and I haven't just wasted my money completely because they've actually ate, it's a pretty good time.
Oh, can you put a little squirt of lemon on that?
Here's another look at that steak. Great flavor. My wife actually has, they put a hint of the lemon on her steak. She loves that. I always joke with her that she can never order the way it comes, so she always has to make some little minor detail switch to it. But she loves a little lemon zest across the steak right as it's about to come off.
I put all my extra food in.
Wow.
Put all my extra food.
Why'd you want to take it with you?
Because it's so delicious.
All in all, we had a blast. The food was great. It was a great time. My kids ate. They were well entertained. Just an all-around good time. Here's a little guy. He's throwing the fork around doing some hibachi cooking himself. Here's what we paid, $114.20 plus tip. And we had lots to go for later. Kind of a cool little entrance area here. Place has like a glowing sky in there. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe to Out to Eat with Matt.